Welcome back to the channel, people. So Holly's been keeping you all busy, I see, with a few home repairs on some of our cars. Just give it an update really of what's going off with the channel. I know it's quite new and it's quite fresh, but got a few subscribers now. It's doing all right. I've actually had some massive interest on TikTok. I don't know if a lot of you've got it. Kids told me to download it, said it's awesome, good for fishing. If you don't know, I've got another channel which is That's On with Ben Elliott, and it's all fishing related, fishing politics, fishing world. It does alright, it's not too bad. But besides that, in my spare time, this is what I do. Work on motorbikes, work on cars, and luckily, Mrs. we own cars that I like to work on a lot. So yeah, we very rarely take cars to a garage to be worked on. Today's episode is a very small job. It's something that's quite a bit of a bugbear for a lot of people, especially in the Renault world. And I don't know, it's each to their own, but I think it's a bigger improvement as to what's already on your car if you've got a Mk3 Clio 2007, 2012, I think, that year. I'll get into it anyway, but I just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for all the support, anyone that's subscribed as well, like, cheers, because this is sort of something for me and my stepdaughter Holly. Lo and behold, it's been quite a success. So thank you all for your nice comments, and yeah, who knows? She might be servicing one of your cars one day. I know she'll definitely be servicing mine. So anyway, let's get into today's episode. Right, I've actually got the Astra in this side of the workshop. Holly's doing a drive shaft on this. We just need to go and pick that up, and then that's going on there, and then that'll be sorted ready for MOT. But while we've got that one out of the way, I've actually got this 2010 Clio with the notorious exhaust hanger problem. So let me show you how I'm going to tackle today's job. And today's job is the notorious exhaust hangers on these, which are just poorly made. They're a terrible design. You actually get a piece of rubber in here and this like Kevlar strap that goes round the rubber, so when it does corrode and break away, this is like your lifesaver. So today I want to try and devise a plan to be able to incorporate this old hanger bracket with the exhaust, because exhaust is fine, there's no holes in it, it's all in like one shape, it's, you know, it's all in one piece, sorry. So I want to try and figure out a way to put an exhaust hanger in here, like a poly one, to make it nice and secure. Yeah, look, one of these, so like an adjustable one. If we can try and fit it in here somehow, see if we can make an exhaust hanger out of that. Okay, but first what I need to do is trim this tie wrap off, because what I've done over time is I've just put tie wraps through it to hold it up, and it's done the job as well. There's only one left, but I've just pulled 3 off that are broken. Cut that tie wrap, get this exhaust bracket off at top, let this drop down. I might be able to see if bolts all right on the back of that. Take all this off, and I might be able to reuse some of this bracketry here to try and put an exhaust hanger in there. Like I say, if I can come up with something like that, can't go that way, it's gonna have to go in that way, and then probably a bolt that comes out and then sticks in there somehow. Who knows, but let's get this off first. Alright, so let's get some Whiskey Delta on that bolt, because looks like she's been on there for a while. I'm going to trim that tie wrap like that, see what I mean? So that's what's been holding it up all this time. And yeah, so this bit, that rubber there connected to that rubber, then this band here actually went round underneath there and then back up, and that's what sort of kept it up like that. So we'll let exhaust sag there, and then get this pulled off. I think it's a 17mm socket, I think it's only one bolt holding all this bracket in, so let's crack that one off. So now I'm just going to crack this 17mm bolt loose, and then it should just be that one holding it on. bar on it. Oh, nice and easy. I thought that was going to be rusted solid, but it's actually alright. Oh, some threads on this. Well, would you? How long does it need to be? There we go. So, 800 million threads on it. That's your exhaust sort of bracket housing. So, that's your bracket. Sits up in your car that way. And your rubber attaches in here. And there's actually another little rubber buffer that sits up there. See, all this is rubber coated to about there, so it is a big steel piece which is coated in rubber, and then that's the rubber bit there that actually sits inside there, and there should just be a little 10mm bolt, I think, on the back of there somewhere here. So we're just going to do that, and that'll take this bit off of the exhaust. So that'll effectively unbolt all this, so we've just got this hanging bit out here. Alright, and now there's just this little 10mm bolt here, and that'll take all this off the silencer. That's that out. And there you go, it all just bolts on like that. Now we're left with this bit and the original hanger at the top, so this will go back in there somehow, and then we'll try and get this rubber hanger in here somehow and make a bracket up there. I'm thinking something like that, but let's have a play with it. So what I'm going to do now is that bolt's to underside the car that way. This is all rotten away. Could do with trimming all that old rubber out, but probably leave it there. I'm going to drill a hole through there, so I can put a bolt through it and put this hanger in it like that. And when that's hanging down, I mean, it's a poly hanger as well, so it'll probably outlive the exhaust. When that's hanging down, I'm then going to like sort of fabricate, I don't even know if I can use that word, just bend a piece of mild steel into the shape of a hook, which I can then use that 10mm bolt to bolt onto the silencer and just hook it through this or one of these. If I actually do it that way, I can make it adjustable, so if I don't make the bracket right the first time, I've got a good 1.5 inches to play with there. So yeah, it gets it through an MOT anyway. But let's get a couple of rolls whacked in here and chuck a nice sort of M6 bolt all the way through that and hold it still. Alright, there we are. Easier than what I expected, but I've gone with an M8 instead of an M6 simply because an M6 in there will be quite lost. An M8 feels it a bit nicer, not quite get an M10 in there, and to be fair I don't want to be chopping too much of this away, but that's going to sit in there. I'll chuck that bolt through it and get a couple of washers on it and a nut. I'm good to go. So it's a bit of a front garden fix at the minute because me and Holly have actually got the Astra in. Well, I say me and Holly. Holly's got the Astra in and she's doing a drive shaft change on it. So if you've not seen that video already, so let's get a couple of washers on this. So my reckoning is I chuck a washer on this side just so I've not got that X head up against rubber. Push that in there maybe, and then prise that through there and just sort of bend it up. See, I've made it so it's tight, so there's not a lot of play about in it. I need to bend that up now and get it through that hole there. Let's try it from the other way before I start straining myself. Alright, as you can see, that is what I like to call a pit stop repair. So just something quick, something easy, something cheap. Not a lot of threads on there, but I'll lock it up. And yeah, I have to turn the old hanger into a much more productive one. These are everywhere. I think a pair of these off eBay are like £4 or something. So even if one of these breaks in future, you can just undo your bolt, put a fresh one back in, and carry on as normal. And yeah, I'm gonna get this tightened up, and yeah, just clamp it down a bit. Hopefully I'll be able to squeeze this in a bit as well. And then it's chucking it down with rain at the minute, and then we'll get on with the bottom half. Just want to get it so there's like your threads are flush and it's not wanting to burst its way out. Clamped it in a little bit as well. Like I say, it's steel inside there, it's just coated with rubber, but it is steel on inside. I'm going to leave that little bit in, I'm not going to bother taking that out. And then that will bolt back up into the car that way, and all I need to do now is just make a little hook, just like bend some like mild steel, leave a little loop on end to have my little 10mm, bolt it onto the back box, and then I can have it loop up and just hook into one of these three. So let's crack on with that bit now. So yeah, look, just a piece of steel, probably about 7-8mm thick. It's got some surface rust on it, but I'll clean it up. I'm just going to bend it into a hook with a loop on the bottom. The loop, what I'll do is I'll chuck a washer on top of that 10mm. That'll go onto the back box, and I'll bend this in a way where it hooks back up into here, and then sort of hangs down into the back box down that way. So I'll, yeah, it'll make sense. Well, let's just get there. So I've already done this bit, but if you're wanting to know a good way of bending bits of steel like this, get yourself a spanner, like one that's got a, you know, like a, this is 17mm, and just one that's got plenty of leverage on it, a nice long one, and you can actually use this to sort of pry bends into stuff. So that's going to be like what goes in there. I'll just bend a little bit of that over, and then I'll just make this with bend a loop round here now, and you'll see it when it's done. And then I'll get it clean up with grinder, and it should just bolt straight on. Right, so what I've done now is I've made my pigtail. I want to trim it off here and just close it up enough so a 10mm bolt and a washer will clamp that to that back box bracket. And then this, I can trim it about here and then put a nice bend in it, and that's what's going to come off the actual back box at that angle, that way. And it's going to sit there, because what I've got at the minute, I've got a bracket that sits here like this that I can't do that way. If it were that way, I could have put a bolt through it and then into there, but it actually sits that way. So it sits about there. So it means I can bolt that loop to it and just slide this through this hanger. I'm just going to put a little bend on it on this side just to stop it from wanting to wobble off or anything. So let's cut this bit and give another little bend in it. Right, so that's that trimmed off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock that over this way a bit more. So I'll demonstrate that for you. Just give it a bit of a, like that, probably a bit more. There we are. So that's now my loop. That'll bolt to my back box. And then this comes off at this angle, and it'll allow that to sort of sit in there like that. So just gonna have another quick look under the car just to make sure I've got the right length that I need. Then I can trim this off and then put a nice sort of 60° in it, and then let's get it clean up with a flap disc. There we are. So now I've got my 60 in it, so it's actually going to go that way on the car, so I can trim it off down here, and that'll allow that to go through my hanger, and it'll stop it from wanting to pull off the hanger, so it'll not be as sloppy. There's plenty of room on there for hanger to sit. It's quite a wide hanger as well, so I'm going to trim it off about here. Just file these edges up. Again, it's only a DIY job. I'm only using a grinder with a cutting disc. Brute force. I've got a lump hammer and a spanner for bending this steel. So, like I say, it's just a pit stop repair. It's just something to see you through. So I'm going to trim it off here, get it clean up, and yeah, we'll get it bolted on. So this will probably give you a better insight. See that hole there? That's for 10mm bolt to go in. There's our hanger. That guy gets bolted up there. This gets bolted on here. Just trial it through one of these like this, look. Like that. And that's how that works. I might seem to crease this over a little bit and end a bit more. But get it all a bit of a flat disc, bit of a clean up, just scrap. Believe it or not, your concrete posts for your garden, the rebar they put in them, that's where I get all these from. Actually smash them all up and just cut these out. Because they've been preserved by the concrete for so long, they're ideal for just little projects like this. I'm planning on doing it like that, but I'm worried over time, without putting a little tack weld on there, this might actually hinge on that bolt. So yeah, I know it's rough guys, but like I say, needed doing, just thought I'd show you while I'm doing it. So I'm actually going to crease this again here and bend it right round into a hook, and that's actually going to hang there like that, and it'll, yeah, I'll show you. So what I've done now is I've pretty much looped it all the way around into a pigtail, so it'll go on as like a hook, like that way. Sit in the hanger like that. See that alright? Bit better in it. I can even chuck it up onto a bigger one like that, onto a higher one, sorry, and really pin it up. So that's going to be our fix for now. Little pigtail bit of steel with an eyelet for a 10mm bolt, and then it goes up into this hanger and it hooks nicely in there like that. Just saves you messing about putting another choddy one on. I know factory ones, the design for it, but they are a bit rubbish. So let's get this bolted up and see how she looks. Just get poly rubber, a bit of a clean with some brake cleaner, just so it doesn't look too offensive. Can always get a wipe when it's on, I guess, but better for the camera and you guys to see it. Looks good though, doesn't it? I wonder what Derek from Vice Grip Garage is doing today. If you've not already as well, guys, if you fancy subscribing to the channel, me and Holly have got loads of projects coming, so trying to teach us something new, do you know what I mean?
What's up here?
So, Mrs. bringing me a brew. You guys been hard at it for... Oh, I reckon that's tight enough on there, fellas. So, where's our pigtail? There we go. I think I might go away with your washer. Or shall I put one on? Let's put one on, just so it looks like I've done something more. So, I've gone with a... Where are you all? There, look. Gone with a bigger washer on there, just so it helps cushion back of that more, a bit more grip on there as well. So that is going to hang. Should we go through the second one? Yeah. I think the second one should be alright. What do you reckon? You see what I'm saying now? Is it all making sense? So I tighten this up, and then there you go. Sits on your hanger like that. And it has lifted the box up a bit more. I don't know if you can see that. Let me undo it so you can see the lift. So it's not rattling down near the axle. So that's it all the way down, and then up to where it wears there, look. Put my washer back on. So through the pigtail, and up here like that. And it holds it up nicely. Swings about, it's got plenty of movement, plenty of play. It's not going to unhook itself, because like I say, I've pigtailed it right round on itself there, look. Where are we? I'm going to show it to you a bit more, I guess. And now we just got to tighten up this 10mm. And there we have it, done. So original brackets back in. This is the old thing that came out, look, and it's tie wraps I used to hang it up with. and that were actually bolted onto here like that. You see the difference? And over time this middle rubber breaks and there's a strap there, look, and then it loops back round itself. Can't find the original one. I think I've chucked it. And it loops back round as like a safety anchor, so when the rubber breaks, when it breaks, they don't put it there for nothing. It's got something else to hang on, and obviously over time that's come away. It's all rotten and corroded. And the good thing about this, it's just bolts, so you can just undo them, give them a clean, put fresh ones in, so on and so forth, and it just gets rid of all this crap as well. And plenty of room for it to swing around on. It's not banging on anything. The original back box and system, it's still on the one piece what come from when it was manufactured. Ideally, don't really want to be chopping and changing exhausts when your hanger fails and there's too much stress on your centre pipes, and it will just like snap. So last thing you want is that. It's still in good condition as well, so if you can get it through a few more MOTs before we put like a quiet stainless kit on it, then I will do. So yeah, that will do the job. With a grinder, flap disc, cutting disc, you know, just a bit of common sense, just work it out, yeah? Chucking a big bolt through like that one up there, getting these hangers off eBay. I don't think I've even got the link for it anymore. If you go on eBay, you'll be able to find these multi-fitment poly bushes. They come in packs of 2. I think I ended up getting about 10 packs ages ago, just because it was cheaper than using actual normal rubber hangers, and it meant I could trim them down if I wanted a longer one. Yeah, just a bit of common sense. And now this customer is back on the road and MOT friendly. That's it from this angle as well. So you can see bolt going through up there. There's your hanger, hidden nicely behind this bar here. That's the bit of the exhaust hanger that bolts onto the back of. So we've got rid of all that, and now I've got this nice tidy hook, and that going up there. Got your 17mm up there. It tucks it out of the way nicely. Nice bit of a kick that with a yellow hanger on it. But yeah, it's original exhaust on there. Kind of want to keep it how it is, so you don't want it too loud. But I can always put like an extension tip on there and have a nice little stainless tip sticking out, I guess. But we ain't worried about all that just yet. But yeah, just another quick pit stop repair. Nice, easy, quick fix. And more importantly, back on the old tarmac. Right, so that's that for today's video from me and this now freshly fitted exhaust. If you've got a mate or you know someone that's got a Clio and they've got exhaust hanger problems, or if you just want to show them before they have the problem, by all means give video a share, send them a link to it, and this will help you get through an MOT nice and easy, nice and quickly, without having to order a part in from Renault, because they're not easy accessible, these exhaust hangers, like they are for the Mark II. And it might just be what helps you get back on road really quickly. Without filming, it took me the best part of 20 minutes just to knock it up, get the hangers off eBay, and whatever spare ones you've got, they'll always come in handy for another project anyway. If you've not already, remember to like and subscribe if you're into this sort of thing. It helps with the algorithm, helps with getting more videos out there, and it also helps with Holly and her projects like this Astra she's working on. If you want to give it a share, by all means give it a share as well. And if you've got any ideas, or you've got anything that you want to do some work on and you're not quite sure how to start it, drop it in the comments and I'll show you how to go on. And if I won't, Holly definitely will. So from me and this little 2010 Clio Mk3, we'll leave it there. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.